All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning back in. As always, before we get started, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. So the $1,000,000 question is, y'all, is the Bitcoin bull run back on? Well, I've got an answer for you. It's a little complicated, so you're definitely going to want to stay to the end of this episode because I got some of the top Bitcoin and crypto news stories of the week. So is the Bitcoin bull run back on? Well, first thing we need to think about, guys, is, first thing we need to understand is, do you understand Bitcoin's 4-year halving cycle? Do you understand where we are at in the 4-year cycle? If you don't understand Bitcoin's 4-year cycle, or you don't understand what the halving is yet, then you probably shouldn't be putting money in these markets. You probably shouldn't be investing in altcoins. You probably shouldn't be buying meme coins. You probably shouldn't be doing any of that. You definitely shouldn't be using leverage. We see, Bitcoin pumped the other day, 12%. I'm seeing a lot of people are using leverage. They're going all in on Bitcoin, which, is very kind of disturbing because, the way I'm seeing it right now, guys, this could very well be the start of the halving. This could very well be the start of the Bitcoin bull run. But if you have any idea how these markets work, we could 100% go to 40 or 50,000, then pull back all the way to 15,000 because we still have like an entire year to the halving. Now, I know what you're saying, but Kevin, BlackRock's in. BlackRock's starting a Bitcoin ETF. Well, it wasn't that long ago that BlackRock was calling Bitcoin money laundering. That all these people that are now pro crypto were telling you it was going to be banned like just a few months ago. So we have to understand the amount of misinformation and disinformation that's going on right now, and that there is an effort by the mainstream media colluding with influencers, colluding with the federal government in order to, I don't want to say stop these assets because they know they can't stop it. The big banks would love to control them all. They would love to own all the Bitcoin. They would love to, make transaction fees off of you. So what we got to do is kind of pull back the mask of what's happening right now because, guys, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. So even in a bull run, you don't think people lose money in a bull run? Of course they do, guys. Of course they do because they sell before the pump or they buy at the top. They buy at the top of the bull run. They lose their money. So that's why we're doing this episode. So let's get into it, guys. Let's look at the markets. Look, a daily reminder. Bitcoin is up 75% since Jim Cramer told investors to get out in January. Guys, I love Jim Cramer. Also, too, I want to make another announcement, guys. I made a purchase today. I got the Nancy Pelosi stock trader and the stock tracker, and she bought a bunch of Apple stock and a bunch of Microsoft stock. And you guys know how much I love Nancy Pelosi. So if it's good enough for Nancy Pelosi's portfolio, your boy added some Apple stock. So I'll let you guys know how I do with that. I'll let you know what I do with it. Probably just going to, if it pumps, which I'm assuming Nancy knows something, right? She seems to be one of the best stock traders in the world. So whatever happens with that, I'll let y'all know. But let's head over to CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin sitting at 30,000, up, guys, 16% on a week. Absolutely incredible. So, you guys obviously know about the BlackRock news. Guys, BlackRock being in Bitcoin, I guess the optics of it are good. But in the long term, it's probably bad. If you guys haven't seen, James O'Keefe did an undercover video with a BlackRock employee where the BlackRock employee candidly, he didn't know he was being recorded, and he kind of stated, BlackRock loves war because war is good for business. He talked about how BlackRock can buy, politicians with just $10,000. So BlackRock, do your own research into BlackRock. BlackRock being in Bitcoin is to me, it's neither good nor bad. Now, again, it's just showing you what I've told you on this channel, how the mainstream media manipulates you and manipulates these crypto markets by, trying to get retail to sell, essentially so they can buy it all up. So we know that. If you follow this channel, you understand that. But understand when we're going into a 4-year halving cycle, and you now have a new, I look at BlackRock like a final boss. You have a new final boss that's entered the arena that wasn't here in previous halving cycles. So how will this affect if we are in a bull run? Will they be able to manipulate this bull run? Will they be able to just nullify the halving altogether? I don't think so. But if you're not thinking that way, again, you're going to lose money in these markets. You need, my strategy, guys, not financial advice. I DCA in. I make big buys when it's red. and I buy weekly automatically. I take the I'm not gonna. I know where all this is going. And, most of you know where this is going. Most of you see through the propaganda. Most of you see through the fake news and the misinformation. So I know where this is going. So I'm not going to, let a submarine story or a coup d'etat in Russia affect, what I'm doing. I mean, guys, right now, I'm building businesses. So if you don't see me on here, it's because I have multiple businesses that I'm in the process of building. I'm looking at real estate. I'm buying property. Yeah, that's probably crazy right now, right? To be buying a house right now with interest rates the way they are, the way the economy is. But I buy when there's blood in the streets, guys. I got a long-term mindset, and no matter what happens in the short term, I feel that I'm gonna get through it, and I'll work my way through it. And we know historically that a lot of the richest people, a lot of the most powerful people, made their money in a bear market. They made their money, not when times were good. They made their money in a recession or a depression. So, because these are the times when you can buy assets at rock bottom prices. Now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at these altcoins. Yeah, right now, these price levels might not be too attractive to you because you're going to say, well, Kevin, Bitcoin was just 15,000. I'm not buying it at 30,000. Well, in 5 years, guys, if we hit some of the price targets that, it's not me saying this, it's some of the best financial analysts in the world are saying Bitcoin to be 200,000, $1 million. You know what's going to happen to your altcoin portfolio? It's going to be absolutely incredible. So that's where I'm at, guys. I'm not putting all my eggs in a Bitcoin basket. I'm buying stocks. I'm buying real estate. I'm building cash flowing businesses. So if you like stuff like that, guys, make sure to give me a follow and like this video. All right. Anyway. Let's get to the next story, guys. So what do we got? SEC approves first leverage Bitcoin's future ETF. So very interesting, guys, because we know that BlackRock applied for the spot ETF. And now we're seeing the SEC making a lot of headway into, basically the acceptance. They've said Bitcoin's a commodity. So the door is, our foot's in the door. We're getting really close to the presidential elections, which I think that Bitcoin is going to be a very, very key topic in some of these presidential debates. Also, too, that reminds me, check out this story. Robert Kennedy Jr., a presidential candidate that I am at this point 100% behind. He praises Bitcoin, says CBDCs are instruments of control. And check out what he said in this article, guys. I will make sure that we have policies that support Bitcoin and the freedom to transact, said Kennedy, and that allows individuals to manage their own Bitcoin wallets, nodes, and passwords. He added that he will only allow the narrowest controls that are necessary to prevent money laundering. So we're seeing, obviously not just Robert Kennedy. He's not the only pro-Bitcoin candidate. We're hearing that Ron DeSantis is pro-Bitcoin. I'm waiting to hear what Trump, the orange man, what his thoughts are going to be on Bitcoin, because we know he's been pretty negative in the past. Maybe he's changed his tune. We know how stubborn and how hard-headed Trump can be at times. So perhaps, he's going to stick with this. But I'd imagine that these topics are going to come up as we move closer to the presidential debate. So it's definitely something that we're going to watch because, guys, this is my stance. I'm not a single-issue voter. That's dumb. But I'm also not going to support a candidate that's anti-Bitcoin because they're either, one, uninformed, or two, that they're evil. They're pretty simple. And, again, guys, I must reiterate, we see, these, like, look at what the most total, look at what the dictators of the world, look at what they're doing. How they're wanting to ban this technology. And now they're having to do a 180 because they can't ban it. So we need to really follow stuff like this. Now, another big story that broke, guys, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, check out what he said. Fed chair Powell says crypto appears to have staying power. So again, this is just more rhetoric, more, acceptance of this new fourth industrial revolution we're going in. That's exactly what's happening. Now, the IMF, I believe that's the International Monetary Fund, capitulates on Bitcoin bans, says they're not effective. The IMF is now suggesting that crypto bans may not be the best move after previously saying that countries should consider it. IMF says banning crypto may not be effective and encourages governments to consider well-designed CBDCs. All right, so let's rewind. Let's rewind. If you don't know who the IMF is, look them up. Look them up. Very powerful organization. They've previously been against Bitcoin, previously been against crypto, because why would they want a new currency they don't control? All it would be doing is be removing nation states. Yeah, it will remove the IMF's power. It will remove the power of central banks. It will remove the power of governments. Because if governments can't control inflation, if they can't control how you transact with money, they essentially lose control over the populace, which we know that if history has shown us anything, governments don't want to lose control over the currency, right? They don't want a new currency to emerge. They don't want a new store value. We've seen in the past, the United States banned citizens from owning gold. So this isn't without precedent. We've seen this happen in the past. Why are they doing a 180 on it now? That I really don't 100% know why they'd be doing such a 180. I think the acceptance of is almost like them conceding that they can't ban it. So they'd rather just get ahead of it by accepting it and hopefully, again, allowing, paving the road for the traditional finance institutions like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, by paving a road for them to be, the only way you can buy crypto. Where, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. That's kind of how I look at this IMF statement. We know that they collude with the central banks. So that's a reasonable assumption to make. But again, guys, that's just speculation on my part. Guys, let's talk some meme coins. And I know I haven't mentioned meme. You guys know I'm not a fan of meme coins. I think by now, if you're in Doge or Sheeb, you're like, wow. Like, if you follow this channel, I did tell you everything that was going to happen with Doge and Sheeb. And you're probably maybe even regretting being in these coins. But I want to talk about this one, Pepe. It's ranked 66 on CoinMarketCap. It's got a pretty interesting chart. I made some money on Pepe, and I kind of feel bad I didn't really announce any buys or any sells of Pepe. The reason why is because I don't want to promote meme coins. I want you guys to understand that a lot of influencers on YouTube, they promote these meme coins for clicks. It boosts their channels. These meme coins tend to have really strong cult-like communities. I think that you can obviously make a lot of money in meme coins. I made some. I was actually very surprised. And I don't think that this is the end of the meme coin run. And what I want to compare my meme coin investing strategy to is imagine me and you. Imagine we're going out Saturday night and we're going to the casino. And, however much you would bring to the casino, that's how much I put in meme coins. So if I go to the casino, I'm probably going to, say I'm going to play blackjack or Texas Hold'em. I'm bringing $500 to $1,000, right? And I'm not bringing a debit card because you guys know how crazy the ATM fees are at the casino. I used to own an ATM company. So I'm bringing about $500 to $1,000 because if I lose that, that's kind of what I allocated. So that's kind of the extent of my meme coin investing. But again, a lot of you, let me know in the comments what meme coins y'all like, because that if we want to get rich quick, meme coins, I guess, are the way to go, because in a bull run, some of these meme coins will explode. So I guess what the strategy you need to be thinking right now is, what is the one? Is it Doge? Is it Shiba Inu? Is it this new arrival Pepe? Me personally, not financial advice, guys. I'm not telling you to buy Pepe. I would actually advise you against buying meme coins, especially if you don't own any Bitcoin. Most of your portfolio should be, you want your portfolio to be weighted as little risk as possible, which there's obviously a ton of risk. It's a risk on asset in crypto in general. But if we can buy assets and keep the risk as low as possible, so if Bitcoin's risk level's here, the meme coins is way like times 10 up here. So, I do think that Pepe may be the Dogecoin of this run. That's again, guys, I'm not putting any more than 500 to 1,000. I don't even know how much I have in it now. I think I took some profits. I bought some other meme coins. So just something to think about. And you remember how good Doge did that last run? Wow. Now, Doge might not be done. We know Elon's... Any day now, guys, Elon could integrate Doge into Twitter. completely take off, Shiba Inu, I think's donezo. I think that was a one-hit wonder. I think it's donezo. I know it's got all this, stuff and community behind it. If you're investing in SHIB, good luck. Good luck. Me, if I had to, if I had $1,000, I would probably put 700 in the Pepe, and I probably put about 300 in the Doge, and just say, hey, if these things pump, I'm taking profits and not looking back. All right, enough meme coin. Let's get to some real news. This is from Cointelegraph, guys. BRICS nations discuss shared crypto to break away from USD and SWIFT. Being stifled by USD dominance in trade, BRICS countries are discussing the launch of a multinational crypto. So we're seeing all this news. We're seeing all the crazy stuff in Russia going on right now. We're seeing this BRICS nations, that's Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. We're seeing these BRICS nations break away from the USD, de-dollarizing. Very unprecedented, has never happened before. And, what a lot of the reasoning behind it is because of the West's ability to sanction you. So if we look at, whether, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, we're looking at what's going on in Russia right now. We're looking at the massive, massive sanctions the West has put on Russia. And, these other nations are saying, hey, look, we don't want to be subjugated to that. We might not be subjugated to it right now, but in the future, we don't want you to be able to just turn off our money. We don't want you to be able to basically cut us off from the world through the USD. So now what the BRICS nations are doing is, well, let's experiment with this crypto thing. Why not Bitcoin for cross-border settlement? Why not, this is a way around sanctions. This is an alternative way. And, the BRICS nations they've already stated they're building their own digital infrastructure. They're building their own digital crypto. They're building their own digital ruble, dollar, whatever it's going to be called, and it's going to be backed by gold, a gold-backed stable coin. Pretty incredible. So imagine when the first deal for oil goes through in Bitcoin. Imagine what happens. It's at this point, it's inevitable. It's not an if anymore. It's inevitable. I mean, they're telling you this was conspiracy, not that long ago. But now they're telling you the BRICS nations discuss shared crypto to break away. So again, and I bring this up to remind y'all, all the people, they're going to ban crypto. They're going to do this. So check out this story, guys. Fed chairman says 1 or 2 interest rate hikes may be necessary in 2023. Federal Reserve Powell says returning U.S. inflation to 2% is critical to support the long-term health of the U.S. economy, and that more interest rate increases may be needed this year. And you're probably thinking, but Kevin, what does Jerome Powell and the crazy Fed raising interest rates have anything to do with crypto? Well, it's complex. So if the Fed raises interest rates, we obviously know that's going to have a negative effect on the housing market, right? I'm in the market for a house right now. So Fed raising interest rates. If people can't afford houses aren't selling. House prices have to come down. So he's telling you we're going to raise the interest rates 2 more times. Now let's look at what happened previously when they raised interest rates. Multiple banks failed. But Kevin, you're thinking, Kevin, that's not good. Banks failing, that's not good. Well, it's not. But what happened when those banks failed? The price of Bitcoin went up. When banks fail, this is the number one advertisement for Bitcoin. This is why Bitcoin was created, to protect us from this. So, when people say, well, Bitcoin has no use case, you can't do anything with it. This is what it's for. It's insurance from the collapse. It's an alternative method to protect us against inflation. So again, guys, this is not financial advice. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm way off on this, but I'm just connecting some dots. If the banks, Jerome Powell's saying they're going to raise interest rates, this is going to hurt the banks. It's going to hurt the real estate, going to hurt the mortgage industry. It's going to hurt real estate agents. It's going to hurt banks around the world. More banks will go under. And I'm just looking at what happened previously. When banks went under, Bitcoin pumped. I'm not saying I want banks to go under to make Bitcoin pump, but at this point, it's just inevitable. This is what's happening. Now, let's get to the next story. Not good. Ron DeSantis, New York Times reveal a Sam Bankman-Fried DeSantis connection. Oh, man, I'll have to look into that one. And final story, guys. Coinbase reports over 50% of Fortune 100 companies have blockchain initiatives in pipeline. Guys, they're saying 50% of Fortune 100 companies are talking a crypto strategy. I'd say it's probably 100%, meaning that I'm not saying they're all going to initiate some type of crypto policy or plan or strategy, but they're at least talking about it. If you're a Fortune 100 company, they're talking. They might not be talking about it publicly. In their boardrooms, they're 100% talking about it. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, drop me a 100 emoji in the comments. Anyway, y'all, I'm Kev. I'm out. Peace.